Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Channel 6 TV, Community Focus. Kenny Fogel, your host. Glad you could be with us today, as we're always trying to bring to you the people, the movers and the shakers in the community, people that are making a difference, and most often more than one way, but we'll just usually try to concentrate on the one at a time. And so I've got Rhonda Taylor with me today. Rhonda, first of all, thank you for being here.
Well, thank you for inviting me.
And the reason I'm here today, like I said, you're involved in a lot of different things, but the reason we're here today is the Optimist Club.
Absolutely.
And just this past weekend or so, we had a speech contest, and I was honored to be one of the judges, and I got a chance to meet you and got a chance to learn a little bit about what you do. And then one of the first things I learned is you're going to be the incoming president of the Optimist Club here pretty soon. So
yes, next
first
year.
of all, congratulations.
Well, thank you. And thank you so much for judging. It's an honor and a pleasure to have those kind of contests.
That is not an easy job, because first of all, it's really tough, because these young ladies were very talented and very both of them give great. It's hard to pick one over the other, but that's why I never did like being a referee. It's always tough to make decisions like that. But,
exactly.
But it had to be done, and we had a winner, and moving on. But what I want to talk about today is the Optimist Club. What is the Optimist Club? What is that, and what does it mean to you?
Well, the Optimist Club is a group of individuals that are like-minded, and we want to make a difference in the youth of our community, because we believe that they can make a difference in our community as adults. And if we start with them in the youth, and it's mainly, we reach out to all children, but we take pride in the ones that can't necessarily have extracurriculars. Some of what we do is education-based, but most of it is fun, and it's exciting. It's things that these kids might necessarily not be able to do in school or after school. With parents nowadays, both parents in the household are working a lot, or if it's a single family home, grandparents are raising their grandchildren now, and it's hard for them to be able to afford all of those programs, or even to have the time to get them to those programs. So the Optimist Club of Bardstown prides themselves into going out and encouraging children in the community to come to those different programs and involve themselves. We have athletics, which is the TriStar basketball. We also have things that are mind stimulating, like the chess tournament. We have a golf tournament, and some of those, actually those three, are from ages kindergarten all the way through high school.
Really?
The oratorical contest, which is what you just judged, and the essay contest start at middle school and up. Obviously, we're talking 18 and under, but once they become 18 and they graduate, they can become full-fledged members of the Optimist Club and help us continue what we're doing. Our programs are funded by us. So we do fundraisers to raise the money for the kids to come and do those programs. And we usually reach out through like schools, anything that's youth-based. We reach out through the school programs, or we have a Facebook page. We put different things up there. And we're just a ton of individuals that love helping out the community.
Well, that leads me, when you talk about a ton of individuals, who
wish it was more, but
who actually makes up the Optimist Club? Is it former teachers, just people that care about kids? Who is it?
That's a really good question. We have actually several teachers. Our president now is a teacher in Jefferson County. And then Harold, the one that held the contest for the oratorical, he is a retired teacher for Nelson County, I believe. So we do have several teachers. I'm the substitute teacher myself. So we have several teachers on board, but we also have some retired veterans. We had a city councilman. I mean, we had a lot of different people in the community that come together, and they all have their own way of contributing to help us reach out in different ways in the community. So
now, as far as anybody wants to become an optimist, what do they have to do?
They just have to show up. We are all about it.
That's a whole lot tougher than it sounds.
I know, and it is hard. We actually have meetings twice a month. It's the second and fourth Monday of every month, and our second Monday is usually our evening meeting, where we meet at 7 o'clock at BJ's Steakhouse, so it's very public. Anybody can come in. And then we have our noon meeting, which is this coming Monday, also at BJ's Steakhouse. Now you gotta afford your own steak. But we do have, and we kind of just share what's coming up, share what we've already done. We kind of applaud those that have gone above and beyond. We have guest speakers almost every meeting. So this upcoming meeting is Laura Arnold's team from the Nelson County Educators Board, and it's a team of individuals that reach out to these exceptional teenagers in high school in the Nelson County School District and Bardstown, from what I've been told, that are going above and beyond with their education, and they're already taking college credit classes in high school. So there's a whole team of individuals that are supporting these teenagers and trying to put forward that good foot for their, incoming adulthood into our working society. So,
well, as you say, you have fundraisers. So,
yes.
how much money are you think you're putting back into the community each year when you do this?
Well, when you become a member of the Optimist Club, you automatically have what's called dues. And we pay $100 a year to be members. It's done in quarters, so it's not like it's all up front, but we do that because that pays for us to be part of a larger group called Optimist International. Optimist International was actually founded in 1919 here in Louisville, Kentucky, which is really exciting.
Got a birthday.
Yeah, we have a birthday this year, so that's really exciting. We got a huge convention coming up at the Galt House, so we're all really excited about that. We do tons of different fundraisers. Like we go to the Arts and Crafts Fair. We have a huge food booth. It's a blue and white booth. And we sell chicken sandwiches and hot dogs and all the kind of snacks you would need to keep that energy going at the Arts and Crafts Fair, which has expanded quite a bit. I mean, I remember when we first started, it seemed so much smaller. It was just like one block, and now it's taken up 4 blocks of our downtown area. We've done the Nelson County Fair, but every year it seems to be hotter and hotter, and we're exhausted.
They seem to have that in the middle of the summer here for some reason or other.
We do other just small fundraisers where we just kind of reach out. Like one of the fundraisers that we recently did was the pancake breakfasts. We did those for the first time last year. We love those. We do them on the Saturday before Mother's Day and the Saturday before Father's Day. This year we're doing it at the Methodist Church for Mother's Day, and I'm trying to remember the date, but I can't. It's the Saturday before.
It's in May.
It's in May. And it's usually from like 9 to noon, and it's all you can eat pancakes just for whatever donation you can give. There's no set price. Just, if you got a couple bucks, throw them in the kitty and help yourself to some pancakes, juice, coffee, that kind of thing. We do that the day before Father's Day as well. And those monies go towards a lot of our programs. Like I said, the chess tournament. We don't charge the kids to come to these activities. Of course, we're trying to encourage them. And so we fundraise for these activities. We're also a part of the backpack program now, the Feeding America, where the kids on Fridays that sign up with the Family Resource Center receive a bag of food to feed them over the weekend. Believe it or not, the epidemic for hungry children in our community is large. And if you don't sit in on these meetings, you don't know that until you hear the statistics. So we are now fundraising and putting money in that pot to help out the local Feeding America program. And then, of course, the TriStar basketball, the golf, oratorical, and essay contest, which was my baby this year. That was one of my favorites. But those contest winners, they win awards. They win checks towards, funding their further education. They win medals. Those are all things that we afford just through our fundraising. That way there's no kid that can say, I can't do it because I can't afford it. That's not even a concern in our club.
Okay. Well, before we go any further, I always say, we have busy people that enjoy it. Who is Rhonda Taylor?
Oh, that's a long. We got another hour.
We got another hour. We got plenty of it.
We've got a long time.
Go get a sandwich. It'll be.
Well, first and foremost, I'm a wife and a mom. I have 4 kids and a very patient husband. Let me tell you. I do a lot of things besides being an instructional assistant at Bardstown, which I absolutely did not think I would ever do that as a career. Let me just say that first and foremost. I also didn't think I was having 4 kids, but here we are. I absolutely love it. I have 2 daughters that are Girl Scouts and 2 boys that are in Cub Scouts and Boy Scouts. And I'm a leader of 3 out of the 4. So I absolutely love it. It's my passion to be a scout. It stems from my heritage. My grandfather, and my grandmother, she was right next to him the whole time. They had 10 kids. all of them were scouts in one way, shape, or form. And he raised his children to be scouts, who have raised their children to be scouts, and here we are, scouts. So we are 5th generation scouts now, and we absolutely love it because it's not just about going camping. It's not just about selling cookies. It is literally about instilling an education in these kids and giving them confidence and courage and character. Character is a big thing. It's so hard to catch character anymore with public media and everything that the kids are going through now that we didn't have to worry about growing up. I mean, a cell phone was this large when I was a kid. So it's like they're already intimidated to be who they are now. Scouts is providing the awesome character that they should already, have in mind. But like I said, parents are working so hard, and grandparents, they're not as in touch with that media, and so they are not aware of how strong it can be in them. But between that and working, of course, I work a couple of jobs. Can't say just one. I work a couple of jobs, and of course they keep food on the table and the lights on. That's their whole purpose. And Optimist Club is one of my passions. And
well, I see a kids theme.
Yes, and the Optimist Club was totally by accident. I was taking care of a dear friend of mine's mother who became terminally ill with cancer for the second time, and unfortunately we lost her. But she put up a good fight, and she loved the Optimist Club. She was a member. I was driving Miss Daisy is what it was. I drove her everywhere. I was kind of her personal assistant. She couldn't drive anymore, and I took her to these meetings, and I would sit in the back for the longest time, and then I started listening, and I'm like,
I don't see you sitting in the back.
Yeah. Oh, no, not now. No. It was one of the things that she asked me before she left us. Could you please continue? You need to lift this club up and keep going. So, of course, I said, well, how can you say no to that? Yeah. So, obviously, I said yes, and now I'm president-elect. I don't know how to I don't know. I didn't ask for that. That just kind of popped up. So.
Well, I do want to thank you. Like I said, somebody that's doing what you're doing, it's great for the community and great for our kids, and we all owe you a debt of thanks. Now, somebody wants to learn more about the Optimist Club or how to join and what's coming up. How do they get a hold of you?
Well, that's a great question. We have a Facebook page, if you're a Facebooker. And I don't know if that's the right term or not, but it's the Bardstown Optimist Club, or you can just type in, Optimist Club, and Bardstown will pop up because it's the local, finder. There's Optimist International websites. You can type in Optimist International on a Google search. That'll pop up. Or, quite frankly, just come and see us at BJ's. I mean, we message back and forth on Facebook. Second and fourth Monday, we're there in the evenings on the second, and we're there at noon on the fourth Monday. So, and it's totally open to the public anytime anyone wants to visit.
Well, we're tickled to death you're doing this, tickled to death you got the time to come in here and do this today, like I said, in between.
And you need to join.
I've been to many meetings and off and on, but I've got my plate a little full right now. And
I hear that.
As you get older, that plate's a little harder to take care of.
I understand.
But like I said, I'm tickled to death younger generations are moving in and taking over, because it makes me feel a little better, because I have a lot of faith in our younger generation. I mean, a lot of people complain all the time, all these kids are, what's going to happen to them when they get-go. They're going to be just fine.
Exactly.
And it's people like you, the reason it's going to be just fine, because people like you, people like the Optimist Club and organizations like that make a difference. And that's why we certainly want to highlight you here and thank you publicly right here today. Rhonda Taylor is going to be moving in as a new president of the Optimist Club here in Bardstown. Again, check them out. And if you want to join the Optimist Club or just learn more what they do, check out their Facebook page, check out one of their leaders, and stop in and hopefully make a difference. So thank you, Rhonda, for being here. Appreciate this. Appreciate you all tuning in today, and stick around. A lot more to come here on Channel 6 TV. We'll be right back.